More restaurants face liquidation. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian Heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. I have my stein of coffee and I thought we'd have a look at this article written by Frank Chung from news.com.au about more restaurants in Chinatown placed into liquidation. 3 more. We've seen a few reported on recently that have been going under in Melbourne and in Sydney. I've heard reports on the radio about declining patrons at Asian restaurants here in Brisbane, and we have politicians from Western Australia to Victoria all calling upon people to go and attend these businesses. Now, I can understand both sides of it. I feel sorry for the owners of these businesses because this is, in many ways, a black swan event, something that they could not have planned for. A fundamental thing on the other side of the world that has occurred that you cannot even deal with as a business owner. You can't prepare. How could you prepare? Could you insure for this? What backup plans that you have? You could, as a restaurateur, you have a diversity of supplies, you have a diversity of food that you offer, you do delivery. Could delivery make it up? Maybe. But let's have a look. I doubt it though, not with the apparent terrible cost share that the restaurant owners get from Uber Eats and those type of things. So 3 more Chinese restaurants have gone into liquidation in Sydney after flatlining sales due to the coronavirus outbreak has forced other iconic venues to close their doors. So there you go. So right now at the moment we're just seeing this happen in the Chinese restaurants because people are intentionally avoiding those restaurants. But if the virus continues to spread, more panic grows in the community, even if it's unfounded, it's going to hurt other businesses as well. We're already seeing the tourism sector. It's taken a big hit. Last I heard, it was down 35%. Bookings were down over a third. It's just going to keep flowing on. Other businesses are going to suffer. So Old Town Hong Kong's 2 eateries, one on Dixon Street in the heart of Chinatown and the other in Barangaroo's swanky Mercantile Walk, were both placed into liquidation on Friday, along with another business owned by the same directors. Super Dish Chinese restaurant in the largely Asian southwestern Sydney suburb of Cabramatta. The Hong Kong-born owners have not stated a reason for the closure. Timothy Cook from Balance Insolvency has been appointed liquidator of both Old Town Proprietary Limited and Super Dish Proprietary Limited, as the company is unable to pay its debts as and when they fall due. Documents filed with the corporate regulator state. Now, if you have a business, you have to, under the Companies Act as a director, that's one of the fundamental requirements of a business. They need a company. If you're unable to pay your debts when they fall due, well, you've got to wind up, guys. That's meant to be the protection and guarantee of dealing business with a company, is you've got all this legislation. I've had people who haven't paid it, and I've reported from the ASIC, and nothing has happened. But nonetheless, Mr. Cook has been contacted for comment on whether the directors attribute the failure of the business to coronavirus, which some Chinatown traders have blamed for revenue falls of 50% or more. So it could be a multitude of reasons. It could be this virus. It could be the ongoing retail recession that we're seeing all throughout Australia at the moment. Or it could be a combination of the two. This could be the pin that's burst the bubble. Let's burst the bubble. I'll do another video later today. We saw the Fed in the US out of meetings just cut their rate by 50 basis points. They had to one-up Australia. Did everyone see the tweet Trump did? Talking about Australia cutting rates by 25 basis points. It comes after the Parramatta Phoenix, part of a high-profile family-owned Phoenix restaurant group, was placed into voluntary administration on Monday. At the same time, Parramatta Phoenix Proprietary Limited Director Calvin Chen's other businesses, Darlinghurst Asian Fusion Restaurant, Mr. D's Kitchen, were placed into liquidation. The director has indicated in initial discussions that one of the factors in the fall in turnover of the restaurants is a reaction to the coronavirus. Christopher Darren, partner at insolvency firm Referral, said in a statement to news.com.au. Insolvency firm Jursch Sutherland says it is receiving up to a dozen calls a day to a dedicated coronavirus hotline for affected businesses, but expects that number to rapidly rise as many reach the end of their cash reserves over the next few weeks. JS partner Andrew Spring said yesterday that while tourism, travel, retail, hospitality and IT were the most directly affected, the tourism sector alone faces billions of dollars in losses due to travel restrictions. The impacts were far-reaching and often unexpected. Well, that's with any intervention in the economy, isn't it, guys? Always unexpected consequences, sadly. There's a big crayfish and lobster industry up in Western Australia that has basically been mothballed, he said. And anecdotally, some of these shipping lines are hurting off the back of an inability to land goods, particularly in China. Former Governor General Sir Peter Cosgrove, who now heads Biz Rebuild, a group started by the Business Council of Australia to assist businesses in bushfire-affected areas, this morning indicated support could be extended to those affected by the coronavirus. What we're doing here is a race against time and despair, he told 2GB. So there's been a sense that obviously some businesses lock up and walk away. And our job is to prevent that, whatever the reason. Because we're talking about a series of communities which have taken a real belt across the back of the head from natural disaster. And if viruses and the like mean that tourism is even less likely to occur, then we're really racing the situation as distinct from the vector of damage. Prime Minister Scott Morrison has hinted a stimulus package is in the works. Now, here's the thing. We'll have to see what this stimulus package is and how it is deployed. Is it going to be worth stimulating businesses that can't get any business? It will be a targeted plan. It will be a measured plan. It will be a scalable plan. It will be targeted on the real diagnosis of the economic issues we are looking to confront here, he told reporters. This afternoon, which was yesterday, the Reserve Bank slashed the cash rate by 25 basis points to a new record low of 0.5% in a bid to head off the damage. It is too early to tell how persistent the effects of the coronavirus will be and at what point the global economy will return to an improving path, RBA Governor Philip Lowe said. And here's some details of the C virus in Australia. 33 cases, 15 of the 33 were either Chinese tourists or residents. 15 have cleared the virus. 10 of the 33 were infected after travelling on the Diamond Princess cruise ship. Now, there's a few viewers who are telling me they're watching the cruise lines. They're looking at the shares plummet there, either shorting them or watching them to buy when they bottom, potentially. What's going to happen to these cruise lines? What's going to happen to these shipping lines? Because you've got these huge ships that are sitting there, not earning any money. So one of the 10 from the ship, 78-year-old James Kwan, died in a Perth hospital on Sunday. It's the first coronavirus death in Australia. And here's the thing, I mean, he's an old guy, 78. I'm quite concerned if it gets into the nursing homes, guys. What's going to happen? 6 other cases involve people returning from Iran, and there's a case of person-to-person. And there's a Sydney doctor, apparently, who may have infected a whole lot of people in his hospital that he worked at. So, it's growing. People are afraid. People are hoarding toilet paper. When, Australian manufacturers, we still have toilet paper, guys. I mean, I guess. I think some people apparently may be sending it back to China because it's not getting manufactured there. Person-to-person transfer. Authorities don't yet know if the Sydney doctor was infected in a work or community setting. And here's the thing, you would rather, I was talking to a viewer about this yesterday, he'd rather that said, we anticipate that he was most likely infected at work as opposed to randomly at a petrol station. Wouldn't you prefer it to have occurred at work? That would make more sense than if it's all just out there. Tasmania has a case. And here we go, new government powers. Australians who test positive for coronavirus could be legally detained and questioned over their travel and contact history under biosecurity laws. Attorney General Christian Porter told Parliament the laws could also bar people or large groups going to shopping centres, school, or to work. So you can see here what the potential economic impact of this we've yet to even experience. So travel bans are in place for people travelling from China and Iran. Advice for Australian travellers to Italy has been upgraded, reflecting the outbreak in the Lombardy region. 60 countries have been impacted, 88,000 cases, most in China. So it's a respiratory illness, and I'll let you read this on your own. But from what I've been following about it, it tends to be more fatal to the older part of our population, and that's where my concern for nursing homes will be. But I mean, I think most people will just take preventative measures. They might avoid going to events, avoid going out until it all blows over. We'll have to wait and see. But the economic implications of this can be much larger than we quite realize. It's all happening at the same time, isn't it? It'll be interesting to see the GDP figures. They may have come out, and I may release this video after. So we'll see if it's gone down or gone up yet. But definitely next time it's released, I think will be negative growth. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and you would like to support us, there are a few ways you can. Sharing the content, watching the video, liking and getting out. That helps the channel grow, helps increase the audience. Really appreciate it. You can support us financially by joining the channel here on YouTube or subscribing to us on Patreon. We also have affiliate links with Amazon and eBay for your consumer purchases. We receive an advertiser's commission that doesn't cost you a cent, or Kucoin, an independent reserve for all the crypto traders out there. We sell pocket squares that you can see hanging up behind me, available from the HeiseSays website, made in this very own sweatshop that is our house. And finally, we have PayPal if you want to contribute that way. Thanks everyone for all your support. Have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye for now.